Hello, 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 and welcome my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Doing something a little different on my channel, kinda, sorta. Welcome to B A Soulmate read for September, October 2020, or Timeless, whenever you are catching this. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hi, my subscribers. How y'all doing? I hope you are well. Yeah, your first sign of the zodiac, as I always do, because I'm a Virgo. I have to do it in order. Compelled to do it in order. So you are getting the new spread. Now, this is in replacement of the Path of True Love reads, because it's a variation of, so it's not like a completely different animal. So I think you'll dig it. If you're new to my channel, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell and all of that, because it's helping me get my work out there. And really, if you've been following me for a while, you'll find that it's not that I don't do the same spreads or the same readings, but they're always different. My guides are always tweaking them on my YouTube journey, because it's like going to the gym every day doing this. So, like, intuitively speaking. So they keep challenging me. So what we're doing is something a little different. To be a soulmate read, what do you need? It's a couple of things. Number one, how can I be a mate to my own soul, right? All that self-love and healing and stuff that you can do no matter what anybody else is doing in the world. You can always love yourself, heal yourself, work with yourself, right? And also, how can I be or become a better soulmate? In other words, how can I be a soulmate in a soulmate contract? Or what about the ones you already have? Because we all have twin flame and soulmate contract reads. There are descriptions and there are links in the description box that will explain all of that if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, at least the way I read the contract, so to speak. So I think you'll dig it. It's 11 cards, a general, right? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. I'm going to do all 12 signs. Check your other signs, because these shouldn't be overly long. I mean, we'll see how they go. My first one here, cranking out. So what we're looking at is we're going to be using 2 healing systems, 3 oracles, and 2 tarot cards, putting together 11 cards total. Just remember to breathe. Like, already the energy's high, so breathe, right? You're my first ones. Let's see how this goes. And I certainly have done the breath work and the prayer and the meditation, and I used my hair and my makeup and took a shower and everything. Not in that order, obviously. Done my yoga, have my coffee. Let's kick these off, shall we? I'm very, very happy to be doing these. Please take a nice deep breath. You stay here in the present moment with the breath as best you can. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom, underneath all those other wonderful links I had mentioned before. Let's get up in this gig. This feels really good. We're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype deck. So you can sort of get an idea of how you can be a better soulmate or a mate to your own soul through the alchemization of a particular soul power. A sacred contract within yourself, something that you were sent into this world to develop on a soul level. One of the archetypal powers, alchemizing it from lead to gold, shadow to light. Let's see how this goes. Ready? Breathe. My collective pantheons, please, I need one card in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. How can they be a better soulmate? What do they have to know to be a soulmate? What is the alchemical process, the healing within them, from lead to gold, from shadow to light, from toxic to healthy, this September into October 2020 or timeless? What's the dominant soul power for them is dealing with the gossip. You even got a little juggling move there. Woo, that one flew out my hands. The gossip archetype. Now look, everybody gossips. Just not everybody has the gossip archetype, and even if they do, you can have it for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I know lifetime gossips. And one of those archetypes that we immediately put in the negative category, but archetypes aren't like that. They have different families. This is the creative family of archetype, if I'm not mistaken, part of the creative soul power family. And all archetypes are neutral. They balance themselves out with shadow and light. So where are you in the percentage of shadow to light led to gold? The shadow attribute thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. No. I live under vows of confidentiality, not between me and other people necessarily, but between me and the gods themselves. Yeah, you don't break those. And if you do, woe be unto those, right, who break those vows. Light attribute awakens consideration for the feelings of others, right? Think about that. That piece of gossip is right here behind your teeth, right? And you're about to say it, but in that moment, it's that same archetype that says, how is this person going to feel if you reveal this confidence or you pass this on? And in that moment, the heart goes, whomp, whomp, and that's your conscience, not your consciousness, your conscience, your better angels, your graces, your soul speaking up to you so you can what? Honor trust, honoring trust. So there you go, right? You want to be a soulmate? You're going to have to deal with gossip anyway, because everybody does. Like, I feel like celebrity gossip, if you're out there in the world, people are going to say what they're going to say. You have no control over that. But in terms of betraying confidences like that, like, if I'm going to have a real conversation with somebody, like, for example, my spiritual counseling work, which I've been doing for decades, number one rule, it's even on my website under the spiritual counseling thing, the number one rule is total confidentiality. Oh, I may use the circumstances, change the names and the places and the genders to teach what I got, what I got out of a particular client, a particular lesson that someone was going through to prove a point or to teach. But otherwise, total confidentiality. Of course, my clients can say whatever they want. But you know what I mean? And that's the thing. The gossip archetype can be, in its light, a brilliant therapist, a brilliant counselor, someone who can actually listen and keep that castle wall, that fortification of confidentiality in place. Dig it? Let's ask Kuan Yin, right? What you need to be a soulmate read. Like, I was going to call this a what do I need read, but they're like, it's not really what do you need. You already have everything you need to be a soulmate. You're a soul. You don't have a soul. You are a soul, right? So to be a better mate to your own soul is really where soulmate work begins, and it never really ends. Because we're all one, blah, blah, blah. You get it. Let's ask Kuan Yin. Breathe. And I have the feeling this was her idea. This is Brett. I'm sure all the angels and the ascended masters got together and said, well, what do we want to do with them this week? I have a feeling. Because people torture themselves with this whole twin flame soulmate thing. It's like, it's a holographic world. It's like you're waiting for something to show up that you're already one with, right? The torture we put ourselves through. So let's have a look-see-ducksy. What do you need? From Kuan Yin. Please, my beloved Kuan Yin, Bodhisattva, Goddess of Compassion, please, one card in clarity. For the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, dealing with this gossip archetype, what is your piece of guidance and grace they need this September, October, or timeless whenever they watch it to be a soulmate? Call of the Dancing Crane. Not to be confused with the Fraser crane. Dancing crane. The call of the Dancing Crane. Card number 4. And I only read the beginnings and endings of the chapters because there's there's a lot on this one. Card number 4. Card number 4. Call of the Dancing Crane. Dancing crane moves through waters and muddy marsh with elegance and grace. I remember this card. The mating call and dance of the crane is full of beautiful movement and flow. There are times when the astral waters of our emotional life become stagnant, and will benefit from the healing movement, grace, and beauty of the dancing crane. The call of the dancing crane is a reminder that sound can be healing too. I guess that's the call part of it. This is particularly so when your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns do not support you in loving the spiritual destiny you were born to live. And I get that. There are times in life where the emotional pressures and the pressures of life, you're like, why am I still here on planet Earth? Right? Where just the stress of the world and the empathic overload of what we're going through, it's like, why am I still here on this rock, right? Here, let me read you the first paragraph. It's long, but I think this will give a lot more elucidation. Have you ever felt like you were a different person on holidays or when you were traveling? Yes, absolutely. I've never been to Vegas, I'm afraid to, because, you know, it may not stay there. This is because you were free of the astral gravity that you usually live within on a day-to-day basis. The astral plane is like glue. When we put enough energy of habit into thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and stories from our past that condition how we interpret current life experiences, we can get stuck in astral gravity, unable to let go of ways of thinking and reacting, even if we really wish to do so. All right, so I get it. It's that thing of kind of moving things around, stirring the pot a little bit, but not so much as the gossip, maybe. Prayer to the call of the dancing cranes, the prayer to Kuan Yin. Breathe. Beloved Kuan Yin, goddess calling through the dancing crane, may your sound, grace, and light shine brighter than my doubts or fear. May your light help me own my own soul draws near. May I surrender that which no longer serves me with unconditional love and replace it with inspiration of your divine love. Om Shanti. I am peace. So you get that? It's not about, you know, wrecking ball. Don't come in like a wrecking ball. Come in like a dancing crane. Just slowly, like, hear the call of the dancing crane. Start moving things around. Like even this morning, I've been on a YouTube playlist, and God, there were some good songs on there today. Stuff I haven't heard in a while from the 80s and whatever, and the 90s. Just broke me out of. It's like, let's do a new thing today, right? So stir things up a little bit. Let's ask Archangel Michael. That's the first of the three oracles that we'll be using today. Carolyn Mace isn't technically an oracle. She's a healing system, as is Matt Kahn. But I love these two together, Kuan Yin and Archangel Michael, because you're really getting very archetypal, high vibe, divine feminine and divine masculine, respectively. So no matter who you are, you gotta kind of love Kuan Yin and Archangel Michael. Breathe, because he's so cute. Hello, Archangel Michael. Hi. Please, can I have one card in clarity for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? What do they need to be a soulmate from your archangelic point of view, your archangel of truth, your archangel of divine will, power, fire, element of the south? I know you love your fire signs, so please, one card in clarity. How can they better be a mate of their own soul? Like, what do they need to be a soulmate to themselves, right? To be a better soulmate, to be a soulmate, right? In a soulmate contract, September, October 2020, or timeless. The Maitreya. Okay, the party has been turned. The Maitreya, really, these cards are so intense. Card number 28, Wisdom of the Ages. Now, if you're not familiar with the Maitreya is, it's a long story, is what it is, and they don't go into it in the book. But Maitreya, it's almost like the Donna Troya. Oh, I opened right to the page. Oh, Jesus Christ. It scared me. Party turned, I should say. Card number 26, Maitreya, Wisdom of the Ages. You have been on this earth so many times before, and you shall return many times to come. Now, you know them's fighting words for most people. What do you mean I'm not coming back? Yeah, you are. It's fun here. You gotta admit, chocolate. Where else are you gonna find where they combine sea salt and dark chocolate, right? From each lifetime, you keep the most precious experiences, like sea salt and dark chocolate, the ones that have made you the beautiful soul you are. You have witnessed humanity's unfolding and have experienced all there is. Your mother in this life may have been your daughter in another. Oh, good God. I highly doubt that in my case. You may one day be your child's child. They're cats. Not so much an issue for me again, but then again, I'm not an Aries. You have experienced poverty and wealth, ding. Happiness and sadness, ding. Sickness, health, ding, ding. And yet through it all, you have essentially stayed the same, right? Essentially, right? In the essence of who you are. Life is an endless cycle, and you are your soul's endless unfoldment. Millions of Earth years have passed, and many more millions will come. Why am I hearing Back on the Chain Gang by the Pretenders? What will the future be like? What shall it bring? Perhaps we will all see things from a different perspective. Perhaps we can start now. Friends and enemies, black or white, one faith or no faith. Is not everyone and everything worth loving? Are we not all, in essence, part of the same family? Little piece at the end here. My soul is a sacred space through which I create endless abundance. My thoughts and ideas are not restricted by time or space. All right. We're going to put all this together at the end. I'll pop up a picture and we'll put it all together. Right now, these are puzzle pieces, but I'm feeling these puzzle pieces, particularly Maitreya. It's saying that this is sort of like a mastery time for you in the sense of really getting the eternal nature. That what you are waiting for in a soulmate contract, as so many people are waiting for, you're in it now. You're soaking in it. You're going through exactly what you need to do, but there is somewhat astral glue, not to be confused with astral glide. I'm not going there on YouTube. We should have an OnlyFans page, don't you think? No. No, not at 52. I think I have eschewed that sort of behavior. But I'm really digging this reading, right? Of course, I'm talking to someone with the gossip archetype. He's going to get an OnlyFans page. Breathe. Higher selves of all involved. I'm going to talk to your higher self. I'll go over your head. From the Aries Collective. They're so solemn. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card of clarity. I love you guys so much. For the Aries Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What do they need to be a soulmate, right? This September to into October 2020, like mid-September to mid-October 2020. What do they need, right? They've got the gossip, right? All the pantheons are saying they need to alchemize the gossip to be a good soulmate, or to be a mate to their own soul, same thing. Kuan Yin, the call of the dancing crane, that there's some stagnation going on there, stuck a little astral glue, they need to twerk it out or whatever. It's not exactly graceful, but you know what I mean. Archangel Michael's talking about the Maitreya, the greater journey of their soul from lifetime to lifetime, and how many soulmate contracts we've had over millions of years of incarnation. Good God Almighty. So please, higher selves of all involved. One card. What do you got for the Aries Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? This is going right along with the Maitreya card here. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. Now, in a quantum sense, that is very true. I'll say near infinite probabilities stemming from every second, right? Every choice. There are a near infinite extrapolations of how that choice can play itself out. So I think your big choices here right now is, if you are bored, be very, very careful with this gossip archetype, that you are not stirring up shit. That's not really what we're calling it here. Call of the dancing crane. Do a little Tai Chi. Do a little yoga. Go for a walk in a different place. I mean, Matt Kahn talks about this too. It's like, if you keep doing the same patterns over and over and over again, how are you going to get the same, you're only going to get the same results, right? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So, stir it up. I mean, I do that through physical motion a lot, but then again, I can do the same yogic pattern anybody can for this every day for 30 years. It's still a stagnation, right? So stir things up a little bit, because your soul, the Maitreya aspect of the soul, I mean, really, just look it up. It's too much that I can go into right now, but it's a beautiful person thing, the Maitreya. Look it up. Sort of like a title to me. And that it's all about relationships in a way, right? Wasn't it just even saying your mother in this life could have been your daughter in the last? I really don't think that's possible in my case, but you know, but you are limitless. That you have played all these roles. You have everything that you need is inside of you. I know. Power is within you. Thank you, Louise Hay. Lovely book. I read it. But this is an interesting thing, and I can feel that, right? And that's sort of stuck in the astral glue of astral glue. That's enough of those for right now. Let's do some tarot. Yay! We're going to do simple timeline, past, present, future. with daughters of the moon, past, present, future within, the divine feminine, the mythic tarot for the yang, the external. Now, what I'm going to do is, I do this differently, it seems, every time. I'm going to get the 3 cards face down on the table, and then I'm going to get the other 3 cards face down, and we're going to flip them 1, 2, 3, both decks, right? So it takes a minute. Breathe. My goddesses, the divine feminines, please. Half of the universal energy, I call upon your guidance, grace, and wisdom for this Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What do they need to be a soulmate, right? To be a better mate to their own soul. To be a better soulmate in the contracts that they already have in their soulmate, you know, the soulmate contracts in their lives. And to be a soulmate, perhaps, in that way that they really want to be a soulmate, the way so many of us do, the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, satisfying, symbiotic, romantic stuff, you know. I love that my mom and I are soulmates, and we talk pretty much every day, but it's different. The soulmate most people kind of want. So please, can we get 1 card for the past in all of this for the Aries, 1 for, nope, 1 for the present. Please, just a simple timeline, and 1 for the future, for what's going on inside of them, so that they can see that there is a way through this, and what they're going through does have purpose, and they haven't done anything wrong. It's just part of the curriculum, the highly individualized curriculum for each and every incarnate child of the divine. So please, my gods, same thing, 3 cards, past, present, future, to clarify, to add to balance the divine yin. Please, the divine yang, what's going on for this Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in a simple timeline, past, present, future, September, October, or timeless, whenever they are watching this. Just may it be truly helpful. 1 card for the past, 1 card for the present, and 1 card for, nope, just 1 card, please. You can send that one around again if you want it, and I think you did. Is it this one? Damn, no, and if I don't, they're like, just send it around again. If it's supposed to hit your hand, it will. So please, for the future, for this Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, how can they be the soulmate that they need and want to be? Wow! First card down, you got both Fool cards. The Dreamer and the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, and the Fool card in the Mythic Tarot. So you've already made the leap. You've already made the jump. The scary part, we'll see, the scary part is over, but that's really funny that you got both Fool cards. You're the first sign of the zodiac, right? So there's something initiatory here, the leap of faith. Now, that's both inner and outer. I mean, really, you're looking at that as both inner and outer. So whatever you've done, you may not see it so much on the outer, or vice versa. You may not be feeling it so much on the inner. But there's a dream here that you want. And I would say that that dream, usually when you talk about the dream and the leap of faith in terms of being a soulmate, it's more the romantic stuff. Like, I don't jump off the cliff for my mom every day. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's my mom. I love her. I call her. We were very symbiotic, satisfying things as I've grown, right? We're friends, but there's an unconditional love bond there. We help each other heal. That's the foundation of a soulmate contract. So you're on the journey. There's no question. And I would say journey well begun, right? Because you've got both inner and outer and perfect reflection. I love my work. I really do. Oh, where are you now? That's interesting. The inside, the Ten of Flames, Hava, Nagila, Rite of Passage, Completion of Desire. And on the outside, the Eight of Wands. So they're both fire cards. So a lot of similarities so far these in this reading. A lot of symbolic symmetry with some alliteration. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Really fascinating because, you know, Eight of Wands is fast movement. So fast movement on the outside with, yes, I can feel it, something completed inside of you. Now, look, you could say, well, it's emotional completion, except that's water, right? Or it's, yeah, no, like I feel strong and stable within myself. That feels more like earth, right? And air, oh, I figured it out, right? That's element of air. It's element of fire. This is passion. This is, I've got it. Like inside, the inspiration is full blown, right? The full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. Let's see what's ahead. Okay, and 2 air cards. Now on the inside, now look, 3 of Blades, I say it all the time with this deck, it's not heartbreak in this deck, it's focus, literally written on the card. And I will, you know, absolutely wander outside of suggested interpretations on the cards themselves, but I really feel like that's what this is. This is about you really focusing within, going within, and with the 7 of Swords without, not telling anybody around about it. You might be absolutely holding on to a piece of confidential information within yourself, that something comes that you have to focus on, and you have to kind of keep, great word I never use, clandestine, C-L-A-N-D-E-S-T-I-N-E. Look it up, it's a good word. A lot of you already know what that word means, right? A little stinky. Good old 7 of Swords there, or not so good old 7 of Swords here. You're going to be tempted. You're going to be tempted to gossip. Particularly don't gossip about yourself. Do it in confidentiality. If there is something really fast moving in your life right now, you're going to really have to hold your focus. I wouldn't be sharing too much about what's going on in your personal life this way. Now, I know I'm talking about an Aries, and y'all can be as impulsive as fuck, but that's a good thing in the right place. I'm just saying, with what you've got here, I would try and keep the air in the balloons, so to speak, and by all means, do not hand your bubble to bubble poppers. Do you know what I mean by that? Actually, it's a wonderful book. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. I think it's one of the first things she talks about in that series of books. That's the first of 4, The Complete Wisdom of Florence Scovel Shinn. She says, like, don't tell people your plans, right? People will psychically poke holes and stuff. I don't know what it is that you need to break out of in terms of this dancing crane energy here, but it feels like it's going to be moving along, PDQ. And if it has not happened yet, know that with a start, this, I'll say auspicious, it's a good word for it, it's the word they gave me, auspicious, some kind of auspicious beginning, which is great for the first sign of the zodiac, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Aries, that you are, but that you're going to have to play your cards close to your chest, not so much in the 4 of Pentacles, right, but more in that thing of, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, you're glowing, why are you so happy? Really, what do you mean? I'm just internally focused. And absolutely, that can mean that this is a mystical healing going on inside of you, that something is completed inside of you that you really get, oh my God, I am my own soulmate. I'm the one that I want. I am the one I want. Whoo, hoo, hoo, honey. Last card done. I'm loving these reads so far. This is fun. Oh, anything than those twin flame reads, you know they're coming up. I have to do them next, I think. I don't want to. I don't want to. Breathe. My beloved, my beloved, my beloved, my beloved. Ascended Masters of Soulmates. Not just Soulmate Contracts, of Soulmates. There's a lot of area covered there, please. My beloved Ascended Masters, can I get one card in clarity? A healing mantra card from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck by Hay House Publishing, please. One card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for them that even with all of this information that they may forget, what, over the rest of September into October or Timeless, a mantra that they can work on, that they can remember, that will help them to be a soulmate, please, September, October 2020, or Timeless, please, my masters, just leave the card in my hand. Greeting, wellness. This is a long one. I gotta read this one from the book. But the mantra itself is balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Yeah, these lights are way too bright for you to see that. And plus, it is, you know, white ink on a pastel card. But there you have it. Shall we, shall we, shall we? Greeting, wellness. This is like the diet and exercise one, which, you know, I've worked this one and it works. You just find yourself doing things like, why am I working out right now? Why am I planking? Why are you planking? Where are you? Greeting, wellness. Balance is the key to a life of miracles. Now here it's balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles, so we'll go with that one. It's different in the book. When wellness is welcomed, you are taking responsibility for the upkeep and preservation of your body as your sacred vessel of spiritual growth. In balance, you may come to see how endless wanting only creates more things to want. This is the truth. When cooperating from patterns of instant gratification, when operating, not cooperating, when operating from patterns of instant gratification, you are likely chasing after happiness that is out of reach as your body remains out of balance. So this is why the self-love thing. If you think of your body as the vehicle through which your soul has been chosen to play its role through, in other words, you are not your name, you're not this body, you are integrating this name and this body into the soul, right? That's the whole point of coming in, bringing heaven to earth, integrating them. They're all the same thing. It's all source energy, our bodies, our minds, our souls, all of that stuff. So to kind of think of repairing and strengthening the infrastructure in terms of your nervous system alone to handle more chi, more prana, more life force, which is the nature of the soul, right? Divine beings that we are. So yeah, let me go back here. When operating from patterns of instant gratification, you are likely chasing after happiness that is out of reach as your body remains out of balance. This is resolved by learning to care for the body physically, emotionally, energetically, and nutritionally. Now just take that for a moment, right? To take care for the body physically, right? Brush your teeth, right? Eat well, right? But that comes after nutritionally too. Emotionally, give yourself the time and space to cry, to breathe, to scream, to whatever without being destructive about it. Particularly watch that gossip thing. Energetically, watch that gossip thing, because also as a gossip, to me, the another light aspect of the gossip archetype is often the confidant, right? Where people just can't help but like spill their guts to you. They do it to me all the time. Energetically, obviously, prayer, the yoga, talking about that call of the dancing crane, that's in there too. And nutritionally. As your life comes into greater balance, you will likely sense true happiness, not as the end result of specific outcomes, but as the energy created by taking the time to truly care for yourself. This is about being your own soulmate. Aries, it makes sense. You're the first sign of the zodiac, the self, right? The first house. This mantra is ideal for cultivating self-love, improving self-worth, and letting go of compulsive tendencies. Compulsive, impulsive, gossip, 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 gossip. What an interesting spread. So, let's pop up the picture and have a look-see-dooksy, shall we, Mr. J? He's probably an Aries, right? Narcissist. Breathe. That's a clap. Because we start you off with the gossip. The shadow attribute thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. And I myself certainly remember having that kind of power jolting through me and how hard it is to rein it in. The light attributes awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust, which of course makes for a good confidant, as I said. You've got Kuan Yin saying that to be a god, you need the call of the dancing crane. To perhaps slowly at first, but start moving things around, like start moving out of the astral glue. Make some changes, do some movement work, do some breathing, take a different route to work, right? These little things, change up your routine, and maybe bring yourself into a greater balance, right? Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles as you're greeting wellness. Now with the Maitreya, the wisdom of the ages, everything that you need is inside of you, right? It really is saying you've been everything already pretty much. Well, my soul had not, in the timeline, essentially been a gay purple-haired witch until this one that I'm aware of, but, you know, everything else, it's in there, like Prego, right? So you have so much to draw from here. Everything that you need is within you, and you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do, right? Right there with that whisper of love from your higher self. So, you know, the gossip part of it seems to be the real thing that you can do that is in your control. Aside from bringing yourself into balance, breaking out of some patterns gently so that the soul can inform you and guide you a little bit clearer. Now, in the timeline, you've got the Fool and the Fool. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my practice that clearly, particularly for a past or something starting a spread, right? So it seems like you jumped off two cliffs, one inside of yourself, the leap of faith, and then the one outside of yourself, really jumping, I wouldn't say blindly, but I would say inspiredly, in an inspired way, into some sort of process. Now, for some of you, that might be, you know, diet, exercise, working out, more physical, some more emotional, some more mental, some more spiritual, psychological, perhaps, or maybe some of you have really begun a soulmate contract here, because the Fool doesn't always speak of something restarting, right? There are other cards that could have said that if someone's coming back around another dance with a particular soulmate, romantic or otherwise, but there's definitely a new relationship in place here, or there is such a major shift going on in your life, which is what I'm just hearing, because of what's going on planet Earth. You might be moving homes, you might be changing, really jumping into something, and in the present moment, the fire is high, right? The Ten of Flames on the inner, the Hora, Hava Nagila, only done at bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and Jewish weddings. I've been to all three of those things. Usually they're a lot of fun. Well, the party afterwards is a lot of fun. Ceremony itself, you know, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, it's very solemn, very powerful, very joyful. A rite of passage is really what I'm getting here on the inner. But with the Eight of Wands on the outer, that things are clipping along fast, right? Fast action, perhaps fast communication, perhaps moving a little bit faster because of the momentum going on the inside. But then I think things, with that Three of Swords, the Three of Blades and the Seven of Swords here in the future, again, you've got such symmetry. Two Spirit cards in the past position, right? Major Arcana. Two Fire cards in the present position. Two Air cards in the future position, that you're going to have to keep your focus to yourself right now. You might have to navigate and be very, very careful about what you say, right? Focus your mind. Get to the heart of what's going on inside of you. I would not be telling everybody everything about what's going on. For some areas, that is going to be truly a struggle. But perhaps give yourself the approval. Tell yourself what you are doing. Bring it into the heart. Talk to the child of the heart. Give it the approval it needs, because greeting wellness, balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. Maitreya, the wisdom of the ages. You just need to kind of move through, stir up the astral glue that you may have been waiting in certain situations through self-care, self-love. But I tell you, with that Ten of Flames right in the center there, it's active. This is definitely an active thing for you, which is what we really, really love to see in a soulmate contract. But also, if there is a new romance in your life, whether or not you are together or apart, this is something that the two of you might want to play close to your chest. Because there's something very, it's a soulmate read here, but that you both probably are taking your time to get into balance, even though the tide is high and the flames are blazing. I really, really like it for you, Aries. I really, really do. So there you have it. That's the very, very first to be a soulmate read for Drawing the Circle Productions, perhaps anywhere. I don't know what other people do with their time and their energy and their cartomancy. But may the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need, that they can alchemize this gossip archetype, really getting to the heart of the matter while they kind of shift things up. The call of the dancing crane, Kuan Yin, giving them the call, hearing the call, moving them little by little through the stagnancy or stuckness in their astral field, so that the wisdom of the ages, the Maitreya, can shine through them and they experience their own limitlessness as they bring themselves into balance, being the key to a life of infinite miracles as they greet wellness for their well-being, for the well-being of their soul, for the well-being of their soulmate contracts, and for the well-being of all humanity. Because we are all one. May the soulmates rise and join for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Oh, what a heartfelt prayer. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I would like to hit 30,000 subscribers eventually so I can do the extendeds on YouTube instead of having to do them on Vimeo, but you know, that's either going to happen or it's going to not happen. I'm just going to do my work in front of me. Ain't that right, Aries? Not nose to the grindstone, ow. But eyes on the prize, heart of the matter. Keep moving forward for the well-being of all. I love you all so much, my Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. You guys do give me life. You certainly keep me interested for the well-being of all. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed this September, October. Be a soulmate. So mote it be. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.